The House of Representatives has queried the Minister of Women Affairs, Mrs. Uju Kennedy, for spending unrelated expenditures, including 45 million naira for a New Year party, 20 million naira for sanitary pads. Others include 1.5 million naira for vehicle fuel. And a particular representative of Bar Chairman, House Committee on Women Affairs, led the interrogation of the minister over the non-payment of 1.5 billion naira to contractors in spite of the fund release in Abuja. She said that the investigative hearing was aimed at uncovering the truth and not witch-hunting the minister and the officials of that particular ministry. The committee also investigated the alleged diversion of funds that were meant for contractors' payments following a petition from the contractors. Now, the committee also sought clarification on funds appropriated for the African First Ladies Mission and the whereabouts of the 1.5 billion naira that was meant for contractor payments. But however, the minister denied the allegations of misappropriation, overspending and non-payment to contractors. In a very long explanation, she actually did that. The procurement officer confirmed contractors' claims, and the Director of Finance and Administration acknowledged only paying approved contracts. It would be recalled that the committee had, in its last sitting, summoned the minister to appear before it to explain the rationale behind the non-payment. And the committee also ordered the stoppage of all 2024 contract processes by the Ministry of Women Affairs until the monies and the whereabouts of these monies that have been stated are determined and well explained. If you listen to the explanation, it was just a back and forth argument that was actually going on during that particular sitting, and it is very pathetic. Look at all of the amounts that have been mentioned. 40 million naira. Can I go back to that story, please? She talked about the money spent on party, talked about the money spent on sanitary pads, talked about the money spent on contractors for a particular project, and yet the contractors said they were not paid. Let me get your thoughts on this story, Mufasa.
Well, it's really quite pathetic and unfortunate, especially in this era where people are finding it very difficult to fend for themselves. I must say that the women folks are really, they're on top of their game, with no offense. The other time it was the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs. Now is the Ministry of Women Affairs. I think, they say what a man can do, a woman can do it.
You agree that the men have been setting the pace.
A woman can do it even better.
That's not a sin of gender.
I know. I'm just that's on a lighter note. No, that's on a lighter note. That's on a lighter note, and I think this goes to show that. These sets of individuals, though it's still an allegation,
yes,
they've not actually represented the women folks, properly. But then again, if you are claiming that you don't know, you did not, expend those money for what has been alleged that you have used it for, but you have also failed to explain where the money went to.
Exactly.
As a public officer, you should know that there are times when you'll be called to account for the assignments given to you. It is an account of stewardship.
But that's not something that is too secondary. It's primary. You know that when you're taking up the job, that this is it. You're going to be asked.
That is why I say that is why with the way the even ground stands, it's nauseating that you are being called upon to account. Yeah. I'm not saying that these processes, is usually followed to its logical conclusion. We've seen countless number of this kind of probe. But most times you need to even see the audacity, the boldness, the temerity being displayed by these people, even when they know they've been caught they've been caught in a very difficult situation, caught in the web, that you could not account for money running over billions of taxpayers' money. Yes, and you come out with boldness to say that, in fact, they are even asking you too much of questions.
I think you said it's not in our
that
office.
So that goes to show how disrespectful, how insensitive these people are to the vast majority of Nigerians. That you could even phantom that somebody or a group of persons will spend 45 million for New Year party. I don't know who and who were invited to that party. I don't know what and what was used to organize that party. And I still do not understand how that party would have a direct impact on Nigerians. Public funds is not meant for you to enjoy yourselves. But obviously, and unfortunately, what we see being exhibited in this country is a complete far cry. And they do it and rub it on the face of Nigerians with impunity. Now you are being called to account for this huge amount of money in a country where we borrow money from the savings of pensioners. This government at the time was proposing to collect money from the contributory pension funds of civil servants to organize party for themselves and their cronies. It is quite unfortunate. I just wish.
We went to fund the NDDC budget. We were told that the government is about to borrow.
We borrow. Yes, we can't pay lecturers. We can't pay civil servants yet. We are expending billions of taxpayers' money to organize party. And we are saying that what is happening in Kenya, it shouldn't be contemplated in Nigeria. I'm not calling for that. I'm only saying that we should be careful
but looking at the probe
by our actions and inactions as public office holders.
Looking at the probe now, it begs the question, how exactly are these things done? I thought there's supposed to be an account for every money that comes in and every money that goes out, what the monies are used for and what the monies are not used for. Because saying that the monies were paid to the contractors and the contractors are saying it wasn't paid to them, and then there's even a confirmation that the monies were not paid to the contractors, and it's a back and forth explanation. You should really go through. I wish I had a clip of her explanation so that you get to hear the back and forth, going back on the words, saying you didn't say what you said and all of that.
The thing is that there was no valid explanation. I think I saw some of the extracts and all of that. There was no valid explanation. Only that the minister was only trying to, exonerate herself from the parts where monies were unaccounted for. You are head of that ministry. It is expected that in fact, even activities that are taking place before you assume office and the one that is taking place as you are sitting as minister. It is the right thing to do. But now, sorry to cut you, but for now, what we are seeing is somebody who is so emboldened to say that she doesn't know and she has nothing to say about that.
Because she feels, according to her, that would be her going outside her own purview and stepping into the business, in her words, of the First Lady. And she has said that the First Lady has said, mind your business and I mind mine. And
what is the business of the First Lady?
So
in our constitution, which is our ground norm, in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, what is the business of the First Lady? The Constitution recognizes the office of the First Lady of this country, that you now have business, you now have projects allocated with huge amount of money to the office of the First Lady. This country is a huge crime scene. Sorry to use that word, but from what we are seeing and the activities of people in government, it is a shame It is sad, it is pathetic and unfortunate.
You know, Mufasa, you made mention of the fact, I'll call it a fact, because we have seen a lot of, we've seen a lot of cases like that, so we have records that a lot of these cases, we don't get to hear the end of it. Sometimes we don't just hear it anymore, like we don't just see it in the media anymore, it just dies off like that.
Yeah.
And then some other times you get to see these people again being appointed once again for another office. And you ask questions like, in the previous office that this person, look at what happened with the NDDC the other time, when there was actually a probe on the
forensic audit.
Do you
and all
understand?
of that.
And Nigerians were actually expecting, you know, the probe was so much, it was loud, it was in the news every day. We're following up on what would actually happen, only for us to see this individual holding another serious office when we did not get to see the end of the probe and all of that. So let's look at this now. How do we make sure that cases like this, where our attention as Nigerians are drawn to, and now it's in the news, Nigerians have known what is going on. How do we make sure, what do we do as a people to make sure that this is followed through till the end?
We'll keep, making demands. We'll keep talking. We'll keep agitating. Who knows? Maybe one day. You're now
beginning to sound like some of those Nigerians who feel like there's nothing we can do. But
we can only.
What happened to the power belongs to the people?
We can only do our best. Okay. I'm glad you mentioned a series of probes we had in the past. I'm also glad you even mentioned the all important NDDC forensic audit, the probe and all of that. People were fainting and all of people fainted. We saw the drama that was put up on national TV, and up to this moment, heads have not rolled.
We don't want heads.
No. When you say head, what I mean heads rolling,
we know
it means people being punished.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Because the essence of spending so much money on the probe panel, you see this what they do in a probe panel, they spend money, they pay them for all these sessions. When you get external auditors to come and audit, the accounts of government ministry and departments, government ministry and departments, agencies, you pay them huge amount of money. Most times, some of these foreign auditors, you pay them in foreign currency. And sadly enough, we don't see these things being followed through to its logical conclusion. What does that tell you? What they are just doing is just to, create that impression that they are doing something, whereas they are doing nothing. And not until Nigerians rise up to the occasion and say enough is enough. Enough is enough.
That's exactly the question. How do we rise up to the occasion to say enough is enough?
People should come out and speak against these anomalies of government, regardless of who the person is. Let us purge ourselves from this, parochial, clannish sentiments of this is now that is the turn of a woman. Look at now they want to probe her because she's a woman. Now that is the turn of a sultanate. I'm coming.
Comments like that
yes.
Already coming up.
When the boss and name Better Edu was probed, did you see groups coming out from nowhere? Are you telling me that you are not in this country? Groups sprang up from nowhere to say that
Allah... Are you making it about me all of a sudden?
No, I'm not making it about you, but obviously it seems as though you are not seeing this thing.
Hold on.
No, I said, okay, go ahead.
The question was, are people saying that already about this? That was the question.
No, but this
so if you're making reference to Better Edu, that's fine. Continue your statement.
What I'm
you don't
saying,
have to make it about
good.
me.
I must make reference to her because at one point in time she was fingered. Now, what I'm saying is we should purge ourselves from all these rhetorics of is because it's from the south, because it's from the west, because it's from the north, because she's a woman, because she's a Christian, because she's a Muslim. That is why let us see people for who they are. If you are doing something that is bad, let it be condemned by all and sundry. This is government business. And government business is being run by the monies of taxpayers, you and I. Nobody should see it as their own private business, a private estate that people should now start spending 45 million naira for party. Were you invited to the party? Was I invited to the party?
Would that have been okay if you were invited?
Of course, they should invite everybody. It's not our money. That you're using my money to throw party. You didn't invite me. Is that not a slap on my face? What qualifies anybody to attend that party if I'm not there? Since they want to be using government money to throw party, they should throw the party everywhere and throw the doors open. So let us know that we are running this country for party and so it has gone into the point where we really need to act in a different way that we were acting before, to see if these people will have a rethink or change from their usual ways of pulling the wool over our eyes and thinking that they can get away with it.
All right.